Baltimore crowd for Cincinnati, a team that's on and off each and every week. They play good one week and bad the next week. They're also 8-6. For Baltimore, if they win this game, they're at the top of the division. If they lose this game, they're out of the playoffs. This is a big game for Baltimore, and they're going to have to probably go without Lamar Jackson with a sprained ankle. He was in a walking boot and limping on the sidelines in their last game, and I didn't think he's going to be ready for this game. And if he does, you don't want to put him out there if he's not 100% Lamar Jackson. So they're going to go with Mr. Huntley. He's done a terrific job throwing the ball, running the ball against Green Bay. Had 2 running touchdowns and 2 passing touchdowns. And if you look at the way that he's been playing offensively, he's been getting better each and every game and each and every snap. I look at their offense, their tight end, Mark Andrews. Everybody knows they're going to throw the ball to him. He is their number one threat in the red zone area. He's the player that they've got to take out of the game if Cincinnati wants to win. And for Cincinnati to be on the big stage goes, Joe Burrow's got to keep it going. He's got to find a way to get his offensive line to play their best performance of the year because he's got 3 terrific wide receivers to throw the ball to, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, and Tyler Boyd. But I look at this game, I think it's going to be a dogfight right down to the end. I love John Harbaugh, what he's been able to do last week, almost beating Green Bay, Coach, without both tackles, without 2 running backs, and without your starting quarterback, and they only lost by a point. Your thoughts?
Well, I think Huntley has done a tremendous job, Mark. When you watch him on field, there's not much difference between he and Lamar Jackson as far as quickness, running ability, and things along that line. I think that Jackson is definitely not going to play the game. At least all indications are that he's listed as out. But the thing about the Bengals, Mark, they haven't been in the hunt before. This is a big ball game because if they win, they're going to be in first place in that division. And it's so close. Pittsburgh Steelers only 1.5 game behind, although I think after this weekend, they're going to be a game and a half behind. But I think Burrows has done a tremendous job. And the one thing that's undervalued about Cincinnati is the receiver Chase. You know, he and Burrows has a great feel for each other. They played together at LSU, and they're continuing that same relationship in the NFL. I think Chase has been one of the pleasant surprises. I know he's drafted very, very high, but I didn't think it'd be as near as productive as he is at the present time. He has received, I think, 10 touchdowns. He's had over 1,000 yards in reception, which is awful good. But the Bengals have never been in a big game like this before. Are they going to be able to handle it? Are they going to be able to cope with everything? I think, personally, yes, they do. Now, the Ravens have lost 3 games in a row, Mark, by a total of 4 points. 4 points, 3 games in a row. I think that they're going to lose this football game, but I think it's going to be a little bit more one-sided. I think Cincinnati is going to win this football game 26-18. I know I'm going out on a limb, but once again, both teams are banged up with injuries, et cetera, but you just have to rise to the occasion.
I kind of like Cincinnati in this game. Joe Burrow leads the NFL with 12 touchdown passes of 30 yards or more, which you know they're going to throw the long ball. And you look at their running back situation with Mixon. Joe Mixon's had a very solid year, over 1,000 yards rushing. I think that Cincinnati's kind of a sleeper, but the thing is, this team is Jekyll and Hyde to me. They'll play great one week, then the next week, not so much. But they're playing at home. They've got no excuses. Everything's on the line. They're a 2.5-point favorite. I'm taking Cincinnati to win this game in a low-scoring affair, 23-17.
I think that's a good choice, Mark. I think it's going to be a great game, but the fact that Cincinnati's at home makes a big difference. However, what I do know, when you're playing at home, you have a lot more distractions when you're playing on the road. You have all your friends coming in, you have tickets, you have people want to get around you, instead of when you're on the road, you're just sort of by yourself with your teammates. So I don't think it's that great an advantage before the game to be the road team. However, once the crowd starts cheering, you'd much rather be at home than on the road. I think Cincinnati going to find a way to prevail. This is a critical game for Cincinnati. And Mark, I think people underestimate how good Cincinnati's defense is. It's not great, but it's very, very solid.